Natural disasters have shaped human history, often with devastating consequences. As we move further into the 21st century, scientists warn that the risks of catastrophic events are increasing due to climate change, population growth, and urbanization. In this video, we'll explore the top 5 natural disasters that could occur within our lifetime, examining their causes, potential impacts, and what we can do to prepare. From massive earthquakes to supervolcano eruptions, these threats remind us of nature's immense power. Let's begin our journey by understanding why these disasters are more likely now than ever before and what makes them so dangerous for our global society. Frequency and intensity of natural disasters are on the rise. Climate change is altering weather patterns, making storms more severe and unpredictable. Meanwhile, more people are living in vulnerable areas such as coastal cities and earthquake zones. Urbanization means that when disasters strike, the potential for loss of life and property is much greater. Scientists are closely monitoring these trends, using advanced technology to predict where and when disasters might occur. However, despite our best efforts, nature often surprises us. Understanding these risk factors is crucial as we look at the specific disasters that could shape our century. Earthquakes have always been a threat, but mega-earthquakes, those above magnitude 8, are especially concerning. These massive quakes can devastate entire regions, collapsing buildings, triggering tsunamis, and causing widespread chaos. Areas along the Pacific Ring of Fire, such as Japan, California, and Chile, are particularly at risk. Scientists warn that a major quake in a densely populated city could result in hundreds of thousands of casualties and billions in damage. While we can't prevent earthquakes, improved building codes and early warning systems can help reduce their impact. Still, the threat of a mega-earthquake looms large this century. Supervolcanoes are among the most powerful forces on Earth. Unlike typical volcanoes, their eruptions can eject thousands of cubic kilometers of ash and gas into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight and causing global cooling. Yellowstone in the United States is one of the most closely watched supervolcanoes. If it were to erupt, the consequences would be catastrophic: crop failures, mass extinctions, and a dramatic drop in global temperature. While such eruptions are rare, their potential impact is so great that scientists monitor them constantly. The possibility of a supervolcano eruption is a sobering reminder of our planet's volatility. Tsunamis are giant waves caused by underwater earthquakes, landslides, or volcanic eruptions. They can travel across oceans at incredible speeds, striking coastlines with little warning. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami killed over 230,000 people, highlighting the immense destructive power of these waves. Coastal cities around the world remain vulnerable, especially as sea levels rise due to climate change. Early warning systems have improved, but evacuation remains challenging in densely populated areas. The threat of another devastating tsunami is ever present, particularly in regions near tectonic plate boundaries. Hurricanes, also known as cyclones or typhoons, are powerful storms that can cause widespread destruction. Warmer ocean temperatures are fueling more intense hurricanes, with stronger winds and heavier rainfall. Recent years have seen record-breaking storms flooding cities and leaving millions homeless. Coastal regions, especially in the Atlantic and Pacific, are most at risk. As climate change continues, scientists expect hurricanes to become even more severe. Preparing for these storms involves not only better forecasting but also resilient infrastructure and effective emergency response plans. Flooding is one of the most common and costly natural disasters worldwide. Heavy rainfall, storm surges, and melting glaciers all contribute to rising water levels. Urban areas with poor drainage are especially vulnerable, as are low-lying coastal regions. Floods can destroy homes, contaminate water supplies, and disrupt transportation networks. With climate change leading to more intense storms and rising sea levels, the risk of catastrophic flooding is increasing. Communities must invest in flood defenses, early warning systems, and sustainable urban planning to reduce their vulnerability. Droughts occur when there is a prolonged period of below-average rainfall, leading to water shortages and crop failures. As global temperatures rise, some regions are experiencing more frequent and severe droughts. This threatens food security, increases the risk of wildfires, and can force mass migrations. Countries in Africa, the Middle East, and parts of the United States are particularly vulnerable. Managing water resources wisely and developing drought-resistant crops are essential strategies for coping with this growing threat. Heatwaves are prolonged periods of excessively hot weather, often accompanied by high humidity. They can be deadly, especially for vulnerable populations such as the elderly and young children. In recent years, heatwaves have broken temperature records across the globe, causing thousands of deaths and straining power grids. Urban areas are particularly at risk due to the heat island effect, where concrete and asphalt absorb and retain heat. As climate change accelerates, heatwaves are expected to become more frequent and intense, making adaptation and preparedness more important than ever. Wildfires are becoming more frequent and intense, fueled by hotter temperatures and prolonged droughts. These fires can destroy vast areas of forest, threat communities, and release massive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. In places like California and Australia, recent wildfires have caused unprecedented damage. Managing forests, reducing fuel loads, and improving firefighting capabilities are key to reducing wildfire risk. However, as climate change continues, the threat of massive wildfires is likely to grow, impacting air quality and biodiversity. Landslides and mudslides occur when heavy rains or earthquakes cause soil and rock to slide down slopes. These events can bury homes, block roads, and cause significant loss of life. Mountainous regions and areas with deforestation are especially vulnerable. As rainfall patterns change and extreme weather becomes more common, the risk of landslides is increasing. Proper land management, reforestation, and early warning systems can help reduce the impact of these disasters. Melting of polar ice caps is one of the most visible signs of climate change. As temperatures rise, glaciers and sea ice are disappearing at an alarming rate. This not only contributes to rising sea levels but also disrupts global weather patterns. Coastal cities and island nations are particularly at risk from flooding and erosion. The loss of ice also threatens unique ecosystems and species that depend on cold environments. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions is critical to slowing the pace of polar ice melt. While not caused by geological or meteorological forces, pandemics can be considered natural disasters due to their widespread impact. The COVID-19 pandemic showed how quickly a disease can spread across the globe, overwhelming healthcare systems and disrupting economies. Emerging infectious diseases, often linked to environmental changes and wildlife trade, remain a constant threat. Preparing for future pandemics involves strengthening public health systems, improving surveillance, and promoting global cooperation. Asteroid impacts are rare but can have catastrophic consequences. A large asteroid striking Earth could cause massive destruction, trigger tsunamis, and even alter the climate. While the probability of a major impact in any given year is low, the potential consequences are so severe that scientists track thousands of near-Earth objects. Early detection and possible deflection missions are being developed to reduce this risk. The threat of asteroid impacts reminds us that some natural disasters come from beyond our planet. Solar storms or geomagnetic storms occur when the sun releases bursts of energy that interact with Earth's magnetic field. These storms can disrupt power grids, satellite communications, and navigation systems. The most severe solar storm on record, the Carrington event of 1859, caused widespread telegraph failures. Today, our reliance on technology makes us even more vulnerable. Scientists monitor solar activity closely, but predicting the timing and severity of solar storms remains a challenge. Tornadoes are violent windstorms that can destroy everything in their path. While most tornadoes are relatively small megatornadoes, those with extremely high wind speeds and wide paths can cause catastrophic damage. The United States experiences more tornadoes than any other country, particularly in the region known as Tornado Alley. As weather patterns shift, scientists are studying whether climate change could lead to more frequent or intense tornadoes. Early warning systems and sturdy shelters are vital for saving lives. Blizzards are severe snowstorms with strong winds and low visibility. They can paralyze cities, disrupt transportation, and cause power outages. As the climate changes, some regions may experience more intense winter storms, even as average temperatures rise. Preparing for blizzards involves maintaining infrastructure, ensuring emergency supplies, and keeping communication lines open. While snow can be beautiful, extreme winter weather is a serious hazard that requires respect and preparation. Avalanches occur when a mass of snow, ice, and debris rapidly slides down a mountainside. These events can be triggered by heavy snowfall, rapid temperature changes, or human activity. Ski resorts and mountain communities are particularly at risk. Avalanches can bury people and structures in seconds, making rescue efforts extremely challenging. Monitoring snow conditions and educating the public about avalanche safety are essential for reducing fatalities. Sinkholes form when underground water erodes rock, causing the ground above to collapse suddenly. These can swallow roads, buildings, and even entire neighborhoods. Areas with limestone bedrock are especially susceptible. While many sinkholes are small, some can be massive and deadly. Urban development and groundwater extraction can increase the risk. Monitoring ground stability and managing water resources are key to preventing catastrophic sinkhole events. Storms occur when strong winds lift large amounts of dust and sand into the air, reducing visibility and air quality. These storms can travel hundreds of miles, affecting transportation and health. Regions with dry climates and loose soil, such as parts of Africa, the Middle East, and the American Southwest, are most at risk. As droughts become more common, dust storms may increase in frequency and severity. Planting vegetation and managing land use can help reduce their impact. Hailstorms are thunderstorms that produce balls of ice, sometimes as large as golf balls or even bigger. Hail can damage crops, vehicles, and buildings, leading to significant economic losses. Certain regions, like the central United States and parts of China, are particularly prone to severe hailstorms. As climate patterns shift, the frequency and intensity of hailstorms may change. Improved forecasting and protective measures can help reduce damage. Lightning is a powerful natural force that can cause fires, power outages, and fatalities. Each year, millions of lightning strikes hit the Earth, with some causing devastating wildfires or damaging infrastructure. Thunderstorms are the main source of lightning, and certain regions experience more strikes than others. As the climate warms, the frequency of lightning may increase, raising the risk of associated disasters. Public education and improved safety measures are important for reducing lightning-related injuries and damage. Volcanic eruptions can send massive clouds of ash into the atmosphere, disrupting air travel and affecting air quality. Ash can damage engines, contaminate water supplies, and cause respiratory problems. The 2010 eruption of Eyjafjallajökull in Iceland grounded flights across Europe, highlighting the far-reaching effects of volcanic ash. Monitoring volcanoes and having contingency plans for air travel are essential for minimizing disruption. Toxic algal blooms occur when certain types of algae grow rapidly, often due to warm temperatures and nutrient pollution. These blooms can produce toxins that kill fish, contaminate drinking water, and harm human health. Coastal regions and lakes are particularly vulnerable. Climate change and agricultural runoff are making algal blooms more common. Monitoring water quality and reducing pollution are key strategies for protecting ecosystems and communities. Natural disasters can disrupt food production, leading to famine and widespread hunger. Droughts, floods, and storms can destroy crops and livestock, while transportation disruptions can prevent food from reaching those in need. As the global population grows and climate change intensifies, the risk of food shortages increases. Investing in resilient agriculture and emergency food supplies is essential for reducing the impact of disasters on food security. Ecosystems provide vital services, from clean air and water to pollination and climate regulation. Natural disasters can push fragile ecosystems past their tipping points, leading to collapse. Coral reefs, rainforests, and wetlands are particularly vulnerable. When ecosystems collapse, the consequences ripple through food chains and human societies. Protecting biodiversity and restoring damaged habitats are critical for maintaining planetary health. Sometimes, natural disasters or environmental changes cause mass die-offs of animals. These events can disrupt ecosystems and threaten species with extinction. Disease, extreme weather, and pollution are common causes. Monitoring wildlife health and addressing environmental threats are important steps in preventing mass die-offs and preserving biodiversity. As glaciers melt, they can form lakes held back by unstable ice or rock. If these natural dams fail, sudden and catastrophic floods can occur downstream. Mountain regions in Asia and South America are particularly at risk. Monitoring glacial lakes and reinforcing natural dams can help prevent disaster. Rising sea levels, driven by melting ice and thermal expansion, threaten coastal cities and island nations. Flooding, erosion, and saltwater intrusion can displace millions of people and damage infrastructure. Adaptation strategies include building seawalls, restoring wetlands, and relocating vulnerable communities. Addressing the root causes of climate change is essential for slowing sea level rise. As the ocean absorbs more carbon dioxide, it becomes more acidic. This threatens marine life, especially organisms with shells like corals and shellfish. Ocean acidification can disrupt food webs and fisheries, impacting millions of people who rely on the sea for food and income. Reducing carbon emissions is the most effective way to address this growing problem. Water scarcity is becoming a major global challenge. Droughts, overuse, and pollution are reducing the availability of fresh water in many regions. This can lead to conflicts, migration, and health crises. Investing in water conservation, efficient irrigation, and pollution control is essential for ensuring a secure water future. Forest dieback occurs when large areas of trees die due to drought, disease, or pests. This can lead to loss of biodiversity, increased carbon emissions, and greater risk of wildfires. Protecting forests through sustainable management and reforestation is vital for maintaining their ecological and climate benefits. Permafrost is permanently frozen ground found in polar regions. As temperatures rise, permafrost is thawing, releasing greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide. This accelerates climate change and can destabilize buildings and infrastructure. Monitoring permafrost and reducing emissions are important for managing this emerging threat. Large dams provide water, energy, and flood control, but they also pose risks. Dam failures can cause catastrophic flooding and loss of life. Aging infrastructure and extreme weather increase the risk of failure. Regular inspections, maintenance, and emergency planning are essential for dam safety. While not strictly natural, nuclear accidents can be triggered by natural disasters like earthquakes or tsunamis. The Fukushima disaster in 2011 was caused by a massive earthquake and tsunami, leading to radioactive contamination. Ensuring the safety of nuclear facilities in disaster-prone areas is critical for preventing future accidents. Natural disasters can weaken or destroy critical infrastructure, including bridges, roads, and power lines. This can hinder rescue efforts and prolong recovery. Investing in resilient infrastructure and regular maintenance is essential for reducing the impact of disasters on society. Disasters like storms, earthquakes, and solar storms can knock out power grids, leaving millions without electricity. This can disrupt communication, healthcare, and essential services. Building more resilient power systems and having backup plans are crucial for minimizing the impact of outages. Natural disasters can disrupt transportation networks, making it difficult to deliver aid and evacuate people. Flooded roads, damaged airports, and blocked railways can slow recovery efforts. Planning for alternative routes and investing in resilient infrastructure are key to maintaining mobility during disasters. Reliable communication is vital during disasters. Storms, earthquakes, and other events can damage communication networks, making it hard to coordinate rescue and relief. Investing in backup systems and training responders can help ensure effective communication when it's needed most. Natural disasters can have massive economic impacts, destroying businesses, homes, and infrastructure. Recovery can take years and cost billions of dollars. Insurance, disaster funds, and resilient planning are important tools for reducing the financial burden of disasters. Disasters can disrupt communities, leading to displacement, loss of social networks, and increased stress. Vulnerable groups such as the elderly and low-income families are often hardest hit. Building strong communities and support systems is vital for recovery and resilience. Experiencing a disaster can have lasting effects on mental health, including anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress. Providing psychological support and counseling is an important part of disaster recovery. Building resilience before disasters strike can help people cope with the aftermath. Natural disasters can force people to leave their homes, leading to migration and displacement. This can strain resources in receiving areas and create social tensions. Planning for disaster-induced migration and supporting displaced people are important for maintaining stability. Being prepared is the best defense against natural disasters. This includes having emergency plans, supplies, and communication strategies in place. Governments, communities, and individuals all play a role in disaster preparedness. Education and regular drills can save lives and reduce damage when disasters strike. As we look ahead, it's clear that natural disasters will continue to challenge humanity. By understanding the risks and taking proactive steps, we can reduce their impact and build a safer, more resilient world. Science, technology, and community action all have a role to play. The future may be uncertain, but with preparation and cooperation, we can face whatever disasters come our way. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the top natural disasters that could shape our century.